WFIV.
And currently partly cloudy skies, temperature still at 39, and we do have a special guest with us this morning. Mitch Townley has joined us. Of course, coming up on Saturday will be the Songwriter Showcase, presented by the folks at Visit Farragut. It'll take place at the Wild Wing Cafe on Campbell Lakes Drive in Farragut. They have returned to the area, matter of fact, have been gone for a while, now back, Wild Wing Cafe in Farragut, and looking for a good crowd. It'll be from 6 until 8 o'clock, the Songwriter Showcase. Mitch, how are you today?
I am fantastic. It's going to be another beautiful day outside today.
And then rain's going to set in. So.
Whoa, when is that supposed to happen? Please not on Saturday.
Well, you never know. Usually, around here it's usually weekends. You know how that
if you
works.
don't like the weather, wait a minute, right?
Exactly. So you've been involved with the songwriters for a while. Tell us about the songwriters. We've got songwriters coming up, of course, you today. We'll have Karen Bowles on Wednesday, and also we'll have David Lawver coming up on Thursday. But tell us about the songwriters, if you would.
The David and Karen, is that what you want to hear about?
Well, just about
in general.
In general.
Knoxville has a very exciting songwriting community. There's actually two songwriters organizations in Knoxville. There's the Nashville Songwriters Association International Knoxville chapter, which I direct. And there's also the Knoxville Songwriters Association, which is the entity that Town of Farragut has partnered with to bring you this showcase. So both David and Karen and myself are members of that as well, and they meet every Tuesday in Fountain City. The NSAI meets once a month, online and also in person.
So tell us about songwriters around the area. There's more than people realize, I think.
Oh, there are so many, and really across the board as far as genres. And a lot of times they play in what are called songwriter rounds, which if you've been to Nashville and been downtown or been to like the Bluebird or something like that, that's where 3 or 4 songwriters sit on stools in front of you, and they go down the line and share a song and usually share a story about the song. And so you really get an insight into the songwriters and where their songs come from.
So how did you get to be a songwriter? Tell us about your background, if you would.
Oh, wow. Well, I've always been what I would call a creative, writing poetry, writing children's stories, just from as far back as I can remember. And then when my first child was born, 41 years ago or so, I hung up the golf clubs and picked up a guitar because it was more convenient and better on our marriage. and well, I wasn't in the doghouse as much, let's put it that way. And so I started writing songs using my poetry background about our family and things having to do with the church and gospel things. And it just kind of evolved from there. And when I was in seminary in South Carolina prior to moving here, I took a Christian songwriting class and was kind of learned about commercial songwriting, and then came here and got a position at West Hills Presbyterian Church as children's pastor, where I served for 28 years until about a year and a half ago, and really took a break from it because I was busy in the ministry, and then picked it back up and got into commercial songwriting and started meeting people, not only here, but around the country in Nashville, and it's become just a fantastic creative outlet for me.
Songwriting is not as easy as one thinks. Everybody thinks they've got a hit song or whatever. So tell us how you start a song. How does that work? And how do you write a hit?
All right. Well, that's a good question. First of all, it's important to understand that a song is not simply a poem put to music. It has poetic elements to it and rhyme and structure and all that. But as far as how does it come about, I'll give you an example. I was at a songwriters retreat just a couple weeks ago up in Bristol, Virginia, Abingdon, Virginia, with some friends that I've been writing with for over 10 years. And we get together and we sit around, the 4 of us or 5 of us, say, all right, who's got an idea? And somebody says, oh, I got an idea. And we kind of toss it around and spitball it and see if it's song-worthy. And usually they come with a verse and a chorus. And we go, okay, let's run with it. So we take what they started with. It's important in a song that everything that you write in the verses point to the theme or the topic sentence for the song, which is called the hook, because you only have 3.5 minutes. It's a 3.5-minute movie is what it is. And you want to paint pictures with your words and say it in a compressed amount of time and say it in an original way that doesn't have a lot of cliches in it. and that can be challenging. You don't want to rhyme pain with Spain and just these normal rhymes. And so for me as a creative, that's what I love about it. One aspect is that just to really work really hard with your creativity to come up with saying things in a different way.
So you actually do the lyrics and then you do the music, but which comes first? And does it maybe depend? Sometimes you have the music, sometimes you have the lyric.
It just depends. For me, I'm if I was to divide it up, I definitely lean more towards the lyric and the story side. That's just where I am, which is good when you write with other people because somebody can be stronger on the music or you can be both. So it just depends. You can start with a groove and a vibe and say, oh, what is this vibes? This melody saying to me? What kind of, is it a going down the road song? Is it a tearjerker ballad? Is it something patriotic? What is it? So it can happen either way. But it's just the whole energy of being in a room with people. And most of the songs that you hear on the radio, especially country songs, are co-written, without a doubt, especially in Nashville, because they want to get more people in on it. So when you have the dispersion of funds, if there are ever any, it's going to be spread out. They're going to spread the wealth.
So tell us what's going to be happening on Saturday night, as you'll be, of course, performing at the Wild Wing Cafe. So tell us about what'll happen, how it's going to work.
Well, David and Susan and I, Karen, what am I saying, Susan? That's David's wife. All right. David, Karen, and I are blessed to have been invited back again this year to be a part of the Town of Farragut's Songwriter Showcase, which is a kickoff to something that happened around our state called Tennessee Songwriters Week. And so when you show up at Wild Wings Cafe on Saturday, you will see the 3 stools there, and we will be sitting on them, sharing our songs and sharing our stories. And we've been writing together for quite a while and singing together for quite a while. So we have a chemistry that's there. We'll be joking around. We'll be getting the audience involved. We'll be having a fun time together. We'll do a couple cover songs as well as our originals. And actually last year for the event, we wrote a song specifically for the Town of Farragut called In Farragut. And we're going to be doing a new rendition of that this year because we've had a year to practice. And we'll share that with everybody. So it'll be a blast. Come on out and enjoy the atmosphere, the food and the beverage they have there at Wild Wings.
We need to get hold of that song, I think.
Well, I wouldn't mind that, okay? I wouldn't mind that.
Well, we look forward to hearing about your adventures. I think you're going to come back with a group. You've got a little group that you're involved with too, don't you?
Well, I would love to come back with my group at the Jukebox and tell you about what we do, going out and sharing vintage acoustic music at senior centers a lot, but also at venues. As a matter of fact, we're going to be playing this Thursday night at Daisy's Non-Alcoholic Bar and Bottle Shop in Maryville. Brand new, beautiful place this Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you again. I hope you have a great weekend coming up.
Well, thank you for inviting me out. It's been great speaking with you.
And we do remind you we'll be visiting tomorrow with Karen Bowles and then on Thursday with David Lover and see if they agree with what Mitch said this morning.
Well, I hope so. We haven't planned this out.
Good to see you. Hope you have a great week.
Thank you.
That Songwriter Showcase coming up on Saturday at Wild Wing Cafe from 6 until 8 o'clock. It's the morning show here at Westwood 05.
WFIV.